Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Wild and Wingless. Tonight I got myself Brayden Shute. Brayden, how are you going?
Yeah, good mate. How are you?
Mate, I'm good. Thanks very much for asking. Now, I've seen you around the track. I'm going to take a stab in the dark and say I was there for your first wingless race. Do you reckon that's accurate?
I reckon that's very accurate. I reckon that will be the case.
At Eastern Creek?
Yeah, it would have been... No, sorry, Dubbo. Dubbo was my first, but okay. Yeah, a week later I was at Eastern Creek.
A week later, Eastern Creek. And I was pitted right close next to you, and I remember talking to your dad going, this kid's got talent, But no, mate, look, you've been around wingless racing for a while. I remember when you were a kid, and now I'm looking at you, and you're like, you're almost bigger than me. Far out, you're selling out. But, mate, give us a rundown of how you got started in racing from your early days to get where you are now in wingless.
Yeah, just started Speedway karts back when I was 7 at the local kart track here, and Dad put a kart together, and back then had to go for my licence, so gave me a run, and they said, "Oh, listen, you got to speed up, otherwise we're not going to pass you." So that was pretty scary. I thought I was flying, but I wasn't. Got going though. We finally got past, and then just raced from there on, and I think I did my first state title when I was 8, I think, and we won that New South Wales title. So that was pretty cool. And then, yeah, went on a run where we would podium and all that in Australian titles, state titles, everywhere we went in karts. Just could never get the win. Raced the likes of Andrew Sayer, Luke Gearing, all those boys, but just could never get it done. Then when I was 16, did the state title out here again, and finally got the monkey off the back and got the win. But I've only ever won 2 state titles, never been able to win an Aussie title, and it hurts. Don't get me wrong, it does hurt because you've been close so many times, started on the front row multiple times, and either just not good enough when it comes to the time or just mechanical dramas. So you know what it's like.
Yep.
And then from there on, got into wingless when I was 16, but had to wait for my sister Amy. It was her car. So didn't want to do a show or couldn't make a show. So one popped up at Dubbo and she couldn't make it. And I said to Dad, "Oh, what's the chances?" And he goes, yeah, we can make it happen. So went to Dubbo that night. I think it was about 16, 18 cars or something. Oh, no, it would have been a bit more. It was a B maiden, and absolutely was very nervous. As soon as I strapped in, went out to heat 1, and I thought I was absolutely flying. I thought I was close to the cars behind, and I looked back on video, I was that far behind them. I was like, geez, that's no good. And then ended up in the B main that night. We transferred into the show, which was unreal. Got some confidence, and then just ran 20 clean laps for the feature and got that out of the way. Thank God for that. But other than that, yeah, the week after we went to Eastern Creek. Yep. You would have been there. I think I don't know what it was. Could have been Peter Craft, could have been anything. And just did that show and got through that again, and then finally got put in the field once I did all my 3 shows. And I remember that night I got put in the field and I spun out twice in the heats, both heats I spun out. I was like, am I really that good for this? So I started questioning it, but luckily no one hit me, thank God. I looked like an absolute noob out there in front of everyone, but we got through that, and now we wind up here 4 years later in the wingless journey and still kicking along.
4 years, wow. No, I just remember that time. I remember like your sister Amy racing. I obviously remember your dad and Sammy around the track and all that sort of stuff. And then I sort of knew of you. I think I came across you one time on iRacing, believe it or not. And
yeah, I would have been around on that.
Yeah, you were screaming around when we were going through our COVID iRacing deal, and I was sort of back in the day.
Was big
Yep, back in the day I was a room hopper, and but no, I'll never forget your first race. And I said to your dad, I said, "Mate, this boy's got some talent. This boy's got something. You better give him a car." So, but yeah, it was. But anyway, from there, you got your own car. You've been racing, as you said, 4 years. What is it about wingless that you like? What is it about wingless you enjoy?
Honestly, the competitiveness, I know everyone says it, but on any given night, there could be 10 cars at your local show that can win, and you just have to be on your A game. If you miss the setup by that little bit or miss your line, you're not going to have a chance at podium. So obviously that, and you get some pretty good racing. You find the guys that you can trust and race against hard wheel to wheel, and it's great knowing that you can do that with those people. And then obviously some people you've got to be a bit more iffy on, but everyone has a right to be out there and still learning. So I just love it. I love the competitiveness side of it. It's so hard. Like I've won 2 features, and you feel like you're on top of the world, and then you just go through that year of struggling like we've been, and it brings you straight back down to earth, and you're like, wow, this is tough, man. Like, especially the local competition, you got like Lido is always good, Egan, Bates, just to name a few, like Sayer, Mock, they're always there. So it's always tough competition, but you wouldn't want it any other way. Like if you're in a class where you're up there every week and you win every week, I feel like it gets a bit boring and you won't improve as a race car driver. So that's the way I see it.
Yeah, no, that's very true. Very, very true. All right, so you've had a bit of a lean year for racing, which is because you guys are putting a lot of effort in getting across the Nullarbor to go race over at Perth Motorplex. So I'm going to assume you've been watching a lot of their racing on Clay-Per-View and all the rest, and a lot of YouTube videos. What's your thoughts on Perth? What do you reckon?
I love the look of it. Obviously, great looking facility. I love the way it races. There's always multiple lines, especially for wingless, top and middle. And yeah, the guys over there they are fast, and I know they're going to be fast. Plus all the Eastern State guys going, so it's going to be one hell of a show, that's for sure. But I just love the way it races. Like it's fast flowing. It's the sort of track I like. I don't mind banging the wall. So if it's going to get up there, I'll definitely be up there. Dad knows that, so I don't really care. I'll be up there. But yeah, I just like the way it racing. I feel like for an Australian title, that's what you want. You want a track that you can pass on and all that sort of stuff. You don't like the one-laners where you can't pass. It's not good. So I feel like, yeah, there'll be big slide jobs and all that sort of stuff. So should put on a real good show. And, yeah, not long now.
No, it's counting down. So what is the – I hope that's not my playback there. Oh, it must be. What's your Australian title record at the moment? You went to Archerfield, didn't you, a couple of years back?
No.
You missed
Unfortunately, got a broken back a week and a half before I was supposed to go.
Sugar, you're right, yes.
Yeah, that was the big wreck I had and broke me back a week and a half before the Australian title.
Sorry, mate. I raced.
Nah, well, we were going because I remember I went up and did a club show a couple of weeks beforehand, and we weren't too bad. I was like, yeah, pretty confident that we can make the show there. And then, yeah, broke me back. And then, unfortunately, we had a little accommodation in that book. So went up as a family and watching from the sidelines. It absolutely killed me. Yeah. I never wanted to experience that again, that's for sure.
Sugar, that would have been 2023 then.
Yeah.
I remember that wreck. That was terrible. That's absolutely gut-wrenching stuff. Yeah. So then you did go to Lismore. I did see you at Lismore there. How was your run at Lismore at the Australian title?
One to forget, really. Weren't too bad in practice, and then come to the heat races, we were just no good. Made a silly error in heat 1, and we were looking pretty good for about a 5th place run, which wasn't too bad for points. And then just a silly mistake, got out of groove and got shoveled back to like 8th or 9th. And by then, you come back in and you just know that you got to start digging from there and it's put your eye on the back foot. So that hurt. And then, yeah, we got a 2nd in the last heat of the first night, but even then, I think we went in like 45th in points overnight, so no good. So, and then scraped into the B main, like last place into the B, and then lap 1 just got caught up in a wreck, had nowhere to go, and tore the front end out of it. So it was definitely one to forget, but you just got to keep going. And then Mildura wasn't too bad. Obviously, you just got to get on it straight away. And once again, heat 1, we started at the back. We made, I think, 2 spots, but you just got to get moving. You can't afford to finish that far down when, all these top guys are winning and getting 2nd in their heats. The points are that tight. So we weren't too bad. I think we finished 6th on that prelim after dropping back to like 13th. Yep. We were way too top early, but we got rolling late and we ended up like 36 overnight. So we weren't too bad. And then final heat, I think we finished like 5th or something, 6th or 5th. And then BMA, we started 15th and got rolling really good. But, yeah, it's like it's just stacked from top to bottom. So I finished 7th, but got to the back of Batesy, Egan, Broome, and they're all battling for the transfer spot, and you go, shit, man, like, it's not easy. So got to the back of them, but yeah, just couldn't quite get it done. But to finish 7th in a B main Australian title with 108 cars or whatever it was a really good achievement for us, and I was stoked with that. So hopefully we can make the show this year is the goal. It's just to make the show and then see what happens from there. Like, no expectations, go over and see what we can do, really, like, make the show. It's a big tick in the right direction.
Yeah, no, well, you mentioned something there. Might turn it down a bit, I think. You mentioned something there about, like, the one-lane racetrack when you went to Lismore and stuff, and it was very hard to sort of move forward because it is one lane. And the way you race is the way I actually like that way you race. You rather get up top and try and make something happen than just sit there and file and finish 5th. You will actually try and get up there and go somewhere. And if it doesn't happen, you'll end up in 15th. But the way I see it is, at least you gave it a shot. Like, you're not just gutter rat following the leader stuff. So when you go from Lismore, you go to Mildura, you would have seen a massive improvement there where you're able to sort of get your legs running, and you saw that with your movements and coming through the B especially. That was incredible to watch you sort of moving and passing not only low but also high, and you're making a lot of people around you go, hang on, the racetrack's coming to us here. Let's just, which is probably wrong because a lot of people saw what you were doing and went, But going over to Perth, I think you're going to love it. Like, after speaking to all the boys and the show we had with the panel there where they were talking about, like 3-4 lines, mate, you're going to be in your element there. You just need to make sure when you guys get to the track there, you're both firing on the same cylinders. And I reckon you're going to be one of them dark horses. But I'll definitely put my money there on the dark horse with you. That's for sure.
Let's hope so, eh?
Well, mate, who knows? You've got to start somewhere, so why not?
That's right, mate. Yeah, that's it.
All right, so you haven't raced too many tracks outside of New South Wales, have you? Like, you've gone to Queensland a bit, done Mildura. Have you done many in South Australia?
No, I've never raced South Australia, actually. I've only done Toowoomba and Avalon. I've raced Avalon, but and Mildura, that's the only other interstate tracks I've done. Yeah, that's it. So
yeah, right.
Haven't done too much travelling, but I would love to, but I think next year might be the year we do that. But this year's just all been the focus on getting across. And it's a bucket list thing for me, really. Like, I've always been eyeing it off. I was like, when it goes to Perth Motorplex, we got to go. We can't miss that one. So yeah, just had to take a backward step on the racing this year and, like, just make sure the car's ready and the funds are ready, and we'll go give it a red hot crack over there.
Yeah, no, and yeah, best of luck to you, man. I think it's going to be good. What's been your favourite racetrack so far?
I love Dubbo, especially normally Easter time. We get 2 lanes and it's on the wall, and it's very technical to run the wall there. But also Carrick when I went down to Tassie. Actually, I forgot to race there this year. Yeah, I forgot about that. That was when
which one was it?
Wilson Motorsport, right?
Was it Luke?
Yeah, Luke. I subbed him for him. Yes. Yeah, I didn't mind. It was hooked up all night, so it was hard to pass. But I've seen video footage, and the boys tell me that you can get 2 lines going there, and I quite enjoyed it. It's just racing different people and different cars, so I didn't mind that. But yeah, Dubbo, I love when it's on the fence at Dubbo. Like, it's fun. And every now and then, like, we haven't raced much at Sydney, but when we're consistently racing there and it was on the fence, I loved it. Like, I would always just, it could either hurt me or it could pay dividends, but I was going straight to the fence. So that's the way it rolls, I guess.
You got to make a show, mate. You got to make a show.
That's right.
What's been your favourite moment in the sport?
Definitely first feature win. The feeling I got when I crossed that line, the check flag first, and knowing I've beat the likes of Batesy and Hobson and that, it was a great feeling. And I've never been more nervous in a car the whole race. And it was on the cushion that night too. And I just remember getting the traffic and I made an error. I was like, oh man, like, I know they're going to be behind me. I got to go. So I don't think I've ever drove a race car as good as I did that night. So yeah, the first feature win, the feeling I got crossing the line and you celebrating and then going to see Dad and the whole family when I got back to the pits was just an unreal feeling. And then I think it was like a month later I got the next one. So obviously the feature wins, they've been the best. Like, it's just a feeling that not many people get to experience, really. So it was a great feeling, and hopefully there's some more coming along down the track.
No, hopefully, yeah. I mean, you're going to get it there. So, what is the plans for next season? So, you're looking at trying to. I mean, that's the thing. You don't know what obviously the climate's going to do, but you guys looking to full assault on the New South Wales Club Championship next year, or going to travel more?
Haven't really made the mind up yet, but we did last season. We went hard at the New South Wales stuff. We did every round. Got pipped by Blighto, but when you get pipped by Blighto, you know you've had a red hot crack at it. So
I mean, he's what
no, I
won
think
five championships. Like,
yeah,
why does he need more?
he's a freak.
Yeah.
So he's a dead set freak, that guy. So no, I love racing Blighto, but I would love to travel more, try and do at least some more state titles, because the only way I see you getting better is you get to race the good guys, and like the Vic title, SA title, New South Wales title, even try and get the Queensland title. Just try and race them big shows and race the big guns. And if there's a show where there's nothing on local and we can go travel to Victoria or something, may as well try. So that's my goal. That's what I really want to do, is just chase the bigger shows and try and chase these big dogs down.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. Look, one thing I want to ask is your number's 59. Where did the 59 come from?
Big meaning actually behind it. It's actually my pop's racing number from back in the day when he was racing. So yeah, when I started Wingless, obviously you got to choose your number, and he passed away. So I was like, you know what, I think 59. And then obviously the colours went behind it. The green and orange is his racing colours from back in the day. So I did a tribute for him. So that was pretty special to me as well, winning those colours. So yeah, that number means a lot to me. So I won't change it unless it's for a number one. But even then, it's going to be hard to change it. But you got to run to one if you get it. But yeah, 59. Yeah, it's me pop's number, and I love racing it and the colours. But I reckon there's a little change coming to the livery, so it might not be the same now. So we'll see in a couple of days.
There you go. There you go. Well, look, mate, I appreciate you coming on and giving me your time to have a chat before you jump on that massive road. This is normally where I try and let the drivers thank their sponsors, their partners. But I want to bring up something that I saw across social media like a week or so ago. And it was just, I can't remember if it was your racing page or it might have been your sister Sam, but it was basically just doing small sort of contributions, put your name on the card to sort of help get you over to Perth there. And I thought it was a really good idea because fair enough, a lot of people don't have abundance of money to throw $5,000 at a team or whatever it is. But if you get, say, 5 people throwing $100 in, mate, there's a tank of fuel. Well, I mean, it sounds stupid, but a bit more than a tank of fuel. But that will help you get across that nullarball. So, mate, please, here's your time to thank your sponsors, but also, yeah, sort of explain that concept.
Yeah, massive shout out's going to go to my sister Sam. She does all the social media stuff, and yeah, we sat down and came up with that sort of idea of, obviously, cost of living is expensive these days, and we all understand that. But it was just a little incentive that like $100 gets your name on the car, and like you said, like you get 5 people, there's $500, or you get 10 people, there's $1,000. So like it all helps. Like it's all very much appreciated. So we had that concept going. It's still going. There's still time before we leave. We leave Saturday, so. So they'll get their name on the car, and we're going to do a draw for a shirt if you go in for our special crew shirts for the Australian title and stuff. But the way it's going, looks like we're just going to everyone that puts their name on the car will get a shirt. So
nice.
That's just to give back. It's a little bit of something. But, that's all it is. And then obviously just got to thank all my sponsors. Like without them, I can't do what I do. One's Pinnacle Graphics. He does all the wraps, makes it look awesome, and he does a lot for me. He's the one driving the truck over, so if it wasn't for him, it'd probably make this trip a little bit harder on getting it there in the open trailer, but, they don't win races. So, just him. Hobbs Trenching Boring, 81 Raceway. He's from WA, so it'd be cool to go race in front of him and meet him face-to-face in person for the first time. So, obviously my dad, he works his backside off getting this car ready, and doing a lot of sacrifices in his life so I can go live my dream. And then who else we got? Gone blank. ProSafe Finance, Hot Advantage Engine Heaters, Forest Productions, and just all my family really. Like without them, I couldn't do what I do. And Town and Country Auto Electrical, they're a new sponsor this season, and they've chucked a little bit of coin at us, and it's much appreciated. So, we get to go race and hopefully bring home some good results. But it's just a dream come true, mate. So much thanks to all of them, and thanks to you for bringing me on the show tonight. I really appreciate it as well, mate.
No. I've been planning to have you on for a while, and then when I was looking at through the list of nominations, going through 77 cars, I think that's a fantastic effort for to get over to WA. Now, are you staying for the WA title as well?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, you're going to be in for the Des Nash Memorial and everything. Yeah. 10.5 grand.
Put another incentive in going, like you get an extra free show, so you may as well go do it. So it'd be cool, man.
Make sure if you pick up that Des Nash Memorial money, you shout us a beer, all right? But mate, thank you very much for coming on. Have a safe trip over there, everyone. There, right there is Brayden Shute, the NX. Is it NX still? NX 59?
No, N59.
All these drivers losing the X. Don't lose the X. Keep the X. N59 now. The Brayden Shute, mate. Thanks very much for joining in. Everyone, thanks very much for tuning in for this episode. I'm going to put down Brayden Shute's racing page as well at the bottom of this post, and be sure to go and check it out. And if you've got some couple of bucks to spare, throw it to a good cause for this family to go racing, guys. But yeah, thanks very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.